Yeah, that was incredible. Day one was, I wouldn't say it was completely different from what I expected, but it was definitely not. I wasn't sure what to look for going into it, and now after day one, I think I'd learned so many new things, made so many new relationships with people of my culture, the culture that I identify with, people of different cultures, and I learned a lot about different people's stories, where they're from, how where they're from affects them, how their culture affects them.
Today was really great. I really found that the speech by Dr. Joy DeGray was really impactful. She combined humor with actual really good knowledge.
I really liked my day today. I feel like I learned so much in such a short amount of time that I need the night to process it all.
Well, it was a long day. We're sitting here. It's about just past 10 p.m. And it was a day really filled with a lot of experiences. Pretty much everyone I talked to said they can't believe it's just been one day, because we saw a couple really inspiring speakers who really, I think, at least in my case, really opened my mind to a lot of just ways of thinking about race and ethnicity and kind of history and the future of the country. It's really profound. And we met groups of people from all over the country and in some cases the world, and really got to empathize and talk to them on a personal level about really deep and powerful stuff.
SDLC does help you learn how to describe your experiences and your own traumas to other people, and I think that was really helpful in the Diversity 201 senior group, that we had some experiences being able to express our own traumas in our own lives.
We talked about trauma and how trauma can affect how we act with ourselves and with the people around us. And I felt that was really important to start off, because when we talk about trauma, it's kind of taboo, but the way he made it sound was like, your trauma is what makes you you, and it's what makes you stand out from everyone else. And so I found that really important.
Towards the end of the night, we broke into our affinity groups, which is like our races. So there's Asian, there's white, there's African American, and other different races like that. So I broke into the Asian affinity group with a lot of other people, with a lot of other Asian people, and we played a game, or we did an exercise where we had a scenario with an Asian person, and we decided if it was a pet or a threat. A pet being just like a stereotype of an immigrant, of a minority, and a threat being like a threat to the culture, like perceived as a threat. And I got up in front of everybody and I kind of hyped everybody up, said we are a threat, we are hard workers, but we deserve it. We work hard because we deserve to be here and everything, and it just excited everybody. So that was definitely a high moment for me. It was really fun.
We kind of talked about the stereotype of how Asian people can be kind of a threat or a pet, because sometimes Asian people are stereotyped as being kind of docile and obedient and kind of like a pushover in society.
And I think one of the highlights for me especially was when we went into the affinity groups, where I was with all my fellow people who identified as Indian or South Asian. And I was just talking with some people there, and we all were making jokes about things that only we would know, because it's just some little Indian jokes that we were making.
Most of us thought that we were a threat to society, because we had a lot of pride for our Asian culture, and it was just so cool to see that so many people felt the same way.
One thing that was really talked about, which I really liked, is that there's no hierarchy in terms of people suffering. That was made very clear, that people all have their own valid experiences, and it's not like a hierarchy of who suffered more. Everyone has suffered in one way, and that's why we're all here, because we want to talk about our experiences. And it's not like a hierarchy, because then you're just perpetuating the cycle of suppression of people's experiences, and it's all about being open. So I think that was very important with our group, that we weren't suppressing other people's dialogues.
And it was just this really powerful experience where no matter where you come from, who you are, what your experiences in life are, your goals, your dreams, your background, everyone was able to empathize and understand each other, and it was a place without judgment, and that was something really powerful.
It exceeded my expectations for sure. I just learned so much today from just listening, and I'm excited to go back tomorrow.